know how sometimes you'll be reliving experiences because they're things that happened in the past and you still think that they're happening now? Well, at least subconsciously. Like consciously, you know that's not happening, but there's something deeper within that's saying this is a continuation of old traumas. So I'm going to give you an example. I am out in the forest and there was a bench, and let's back it up before that. Okay. So I was going up this giant hill and it was very strenuous, and I was like, come on, we're just going to get to the top, keep going. And I was like, actually, no, I don't have to do that. I can actually stop right here and take a break and a breath, because those old versions of me would have push. And I'm like, why? I'm not on a time crunch. Okay. I'm literally just having a good time out here. So that's one. I had to remind myself we're not in those realities anymore. Okay, so the second one, after I got up the hill, I went to go lay on a bench, and it was absolutely lovely. It was a good reprise. While I'm laying there, I'm looking up at the trees, and then I thought about me in childhood, where I would go lay outside and look up at the clouds, and I could actually feel that inner child next to me while I was laying there, and like I was talking to her. Oh my gosh. And I was like, I'm so excited to see you grow up, and I'm so proud of you. And it was and I was talking about or she was thanking me for getting me to where we are at in life. And I said, girl, I didn't do that, you did that. I said, it's always been you, because sometimes we're thinking it's the higher self that is getting us to where we want to go, and sometimes it's actually the younger versions of us, because they're the ones that have gone on the journey this far. So anyway, I'm laying on the bench, and I was thinking about, or I heard a sound in the woods, and my body went into automatic like shock, because I thought it was a man in the woods. And I'm not saying to go places where you don't feel safe, or like take things with you to keep you safe, but I immediately launched up, and my higher self was like, why do we do that? And I said, well, I don't want to be vulnerable. And she's like, okay, is it vulnerable because you think it might be a man, or do you think it's vulnerable because you don't want to see, or you don't want somebody to see you sitting here crying on this bench? And I was like, both. And I was like, why do I care about other people seeing me crying? Like, I literally get on the internet and do that all the time. I mean, it's a little bit different when it's in person, obviously, but like, I was like, who cares? Okay, like, let your emotions out. That is a strength. I'd be like, girl, get you in a good cry, okay, out with Mother Gaia in nature. So, with the man thing, I was like, you know, I haven't really been in those existences anymore, because I've like rearranged my reality where I don't really interact with men in general. I just don't interact with them in a way that's traumatic like I have in the past, because I've learned to recenter like when I'm paying attention on and blocking out other things that are not good for me. And I was like, we're not in those realities anymore. It's okay. You're safe. You're good. Okay. And I came somewhere where there was a ton of people, like, this is a safe environment, right? Then I got thinking about money, and this is the ultimate message that I want. I mean, all of it, but the ultimate message that I wanted to share, because it's so prevalent in people's lives, is, have you already moved into a new reality and you're seeing your finances in an old memory, and your subconscious is just replaying that story over and over again, much like me getting freaked out by crying, or who's going to be in the woods, me pushing myself up the hill. Oh, and I forgot a key part of the story. So after I got up from the bench, so this is all over the place. After I got up from the bench, this guy is like on a trail next to me, and he's singing like this lovely song. It was giving whimsy. And he was with his German Shepherd, and we had to cross paths. And so I stood there in my masculine energy. That's what I do in these circumstances. And his dog like ran up to me, and he was like, oh, no. He was like, you're not supposed to do that. And like got him away from me. Just like, you could tell he's just like a sweet dude. And I was like, see, we are okay. We are safe. We are at a point now where listen to our intuition to get us to where we need to go, and not to where we need to go, right? So the thing with money that I was saying before is there a can you talk to the memory? That's what I was doing on the bench. I was like, hey girl, that's not us anymore. That's just an old memory, like all those other things that just happened. Okay? Like, what do you prefer? Like, what reality? I said, that was you back then getting us to where we are right now. I said, just like all those other things that just happened. Okay, those are not our current state of being. And I said, what do you think that we could do with those old memories? Because, you know, obviously they haven't been flushed all the way out. I mean, there's any memory, but you just stop thinking about things like once you're like so far away from them, you know what I mean? So I said, let's give them to Mother Gaia and the trees that are out here. And so her and I, like she in this instance is like the keeper of those memories, because she's trying to protect me by saying like, oh my God, we got stress and I get all anxious and hustle and grind to get things done. That's not my life anymore. We're not doing that. Okay, so her and I were putting them into Mother Gaia, and oh my God, I just felt so much relief, like detaching from that, and her coming along with me and saying, you know what, I actually don't need to hold on to this anymore. Like, it's okay to release it. And I just felt, all going into the earth and the trees, and gave them so much gratitude and thanks for helping me process that, because not just that, but like all of those things that just happened in sequence, I just felt rejuvenated. And so I wanted to come on and share this in case you glean any insights from it for your own journey.